Hi everyone. In the last video, we have found the Z bus matrix, which is the bus impedance matrix for the given power system network using building algorithm. Please go through the previous video or previous class before seeing this video so that you can understand what we are actually discussing in this video. In the previous class, we have determined the Z-bus matrix for the given power system network using building algorithm, and we got this as the values of the matrix. Now, for the same power system network, we are going to find the Z-bus matrix using singular transformation. So the question is finding Z-bus matrix for the given power system network, which is already given in the previous class using singular transformation. After finding the Z-bus matrix, we'll check whether we are getting the same Z-bus matrix using both the methods or not. Okay, let me do it. So in order to find the Z-bus matrix using singular transformation method, so the mathematical expression to find Z-bus matrix is, first we need to find Y-bus matrix. The formula or the mathematical expression to find Y-bus matrix is A transpose into Y into A, where A is nothing but bus incidence matrix. The matrix A is nothing but bus incidence matrix, and small y indicates the primitive admittance matrix. Primitive admittance matrix, which can be obtained by taking the inverse of primitive impedance matrix. Okay, so y can be written as Z inverse. Z is nothing but primitive impedance matrix. If you take the inverse for this primitive impedance matrix, you will get primitive admittance matrix. By substituting the primitive admittance matrix as well as the bus incidence matrices in this mathematical expression, you can obtain Y bus matrix. And from that Y bus matrix, if you want to get Z bus matrix, you need to take the inverse for Y bus matrix. Okay. So first step is to find bus incidence matrix. Next step is to find primitive admittance matrix. Third step is to find Y bus, and finally from Y bus we can find Z bus. Okay. These are the steps involved in finding the Z bus matrix using singular transformation method. How can I find bus incidence matrix? Bus incidence matrix can be obtained from element node incidence matrix by removing the column related to reference node. What is the reference node here? 1. Let me form element node incidence matrix which has rows as the elements and columns as the nodes. I am considering this element as the first element and this element which is in between 2 to 3 as the second element, and the element in between 3 and 1 as the third element. Assign some directions for each and every element, right, in order to find element node incidence matrix. So for the first element I am assigning this direction, for the second element I am assigning this direction, and for the third element I am assigning this direction. So these are the directions for each and every element we have assigned in order to form element node incidence matrix. Hence I am assuming the elements as first element, second element and third element. What are the nodes that we have? The nodes that we have are 1, 2 and 3. So I need to consider them as columns. Consider 1, 2 and 3, and 1 is a reference bus or reference node. When the direction of the element is towards a particular node, it is assigned as -1. When the direction of that particular element is away from a particular node, you can consider +1 for that particular element in the matrix. Now if you observe, for the first node, how is the first element? For the first node, first element is moving away, so I can consider +1. And for the first node, how is the second element? This is first node and this is the second element. So there is no incidence between the second element and the first node, hence you can consider it as 0. Going to the third one, which is first node, third element. For the first node, how is the third element? The third element is moving away. When the element is moving away from the particular node, then we can give +1 for that particular value in the matrix. And if the element is moving towards the node, if the direction of the element is towards the node, you can consider it as -1. Coming to the second node, for the second node, how is the first element moving towards? Hence I can consider -1. Next, for the second node, the second element is moving away from the second node, so I can consider it as +1. And third element, so this is the third element and this is the second node. Second node and third element do not have any coincidence. Coincidence means that particular element must be terminated by a node, then we can say the element and node are coincident. If the node is not, means if the element is not terminated by that node, we can say that there is no coincidence. As the third element and second node has no coincidence, I can give 0 for that particular value, right? Next, going seeing for the third node, for third node, third element and second element are having the directions towards the third node, hence I can consider -1 for 2 and -1 for 3 also. And for the third node, this is the third node and this is the first element. So first element and third node do not have any coincidence, so I can consider 0. This is called as element node incidence matrix and it is of the order 3 by 3. From this, in order to obtain bus incidence matrix A, we need to remove the column related to reference node. What is the column related to reference node? This is the column related to reference node because 1 is the reference node. Hence, I am eliminating this column and writing this remaining elements as it is. Now, the bus incidence matrix becomes a 3 by 2 matrix. What are the elements in that matrix? -1 0 in the first row, 1 -1 in the second row, 0 -1 in the third row. This is bus incidence matrix. And what is A transpose? It is the transpose of bus incidence matrix. When you find the transpose, the rows will become columns and columns will become rows. Okay, if it is a 3 by 2 matrix, it is a 3 by 2 matrix, 3 rows and 2 columns. A transpose becomes 2 by 3 matrix. What is the first row? It is -1 1 0 and second row is 0 -1 -1 0 -1 -1. This is a transpose of bus incidence matrix and bus incidence matrix. So determination of these two is completed. Now we need to find primitive admittance matrix. How can I find primitive admittance matrix? By taking the inverse of primitive impedance matrix. Find the inverse, or first of all we need to know what is the primitive impedance matrix. In the primitive impedance matrix, we need to consider the self impedances as well as the mutual impedances. Primitive impedance matrix is always a square matrix where the diagonal elements of this square matrix are the self impedances and off diagonal elements are mutual impedances, right? Now I am considering all the three elements. First element is in between 1 and 2, second element is in between 2 and 3, and third element is between 1 and 3. Similarly, here I can write 1 to 2 element, 2 to 3 element, and 1 to 3 element. Now, what are the diagonal elements? Diagonal elements are the self impedances. Here the self impedance of the element connected in between 1 and 2 is J 0.1 per unit. Hence, the first diagonal element is J 0.1 per unit. And the self impedance of the element which is added in between 2 and 3 is J 0.2. So the second diagonal element is J 0.2, and the third element which is in between the first node and the third node has the self impedance of J 0.3. Hence I can consider it as the third diagonal element. Now coming to off diagonal element, if you have the mutual impedances, the values are non-zero values. If you don't have any mutual impedances given in the problem, you can consider them as zeros. Now if you observe in the given power system network, there is no mutual impedance given in between the elements connected from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3. There is no mutual impedance given. Hence, this value is 0 and also this value is 0. Coming to this term, between the element connected in between node 1 and node 2 and node 1 and node 3, there is a mutual impedance given. What is that mutual impedance? J 0.4. Hence I can consider J 0.4 here and also J 0.4 here. Coming to this element, which is second row third element, as you don't have any mutual impedance between 2 to 3 element and 1 to 3 element, you can consider them as zeros. In this way you can simply write the primitive impedance matrix based upon the self impedances as well as the mutual impedances. Self impedances are occupied in diagonal portion, and mutual impedances are occupied in off diagonal portion. Okay, this is primitive impedance matrix. If you take the inverse of this matrix, so y is equal to z inverse. Okay, so the inverse of complex matrix is not available in calculator. You can go for doing the manual calculations, or you can use any software like MATLAB to find the inverse of a complex matrix, or else you can take j as common from all the terms and inverse this matrix separately, and take the inverse for j, multiply those two, you will get the inverse. Okay, you can have many options to find the inverse of a complex matrix. Finding the inverse of a complex matrix is similar to finding the inverse of a normal matrix. Okay, but it is not available in the calculator. You can do either using manual calculations or using any software. Okay, now so please evaluate this by yourself. Let me write what is the inverse of z. When you find uh, inverse, you will get the values like this. First element is a 2.3077 j, second element is 0, and the third element is minus 3.0769 j. So if this is 0, it must be 0, and the second row second element is minus 5j, and it is 0. If it is 0, it must be 0, and this value must be same. So minus 3.0769J. So last term is 0.7692J. If you evaluate the inverse of this matrix Z, you will get Y, which is the primitive admittance matrix. Okay. Now we have found the bus incidence matrix and the transpose of bus incidence matrix and the primitive admittance matrix. By substituting all these three matrices, what is the order of A transpose? Order of A transpose or the dimensions of A transpose is 2 by 3. And what is the order of primitive admittance matrix Y? It is 3 by 3. And what is the order of A? Order of A is 3 by 2. When you multiply these two, you will get a 2 by 3 matrix. And when you multiply a matrix whose dimensions are 2 by 3 with another matrix whose dimensions are 3 by 2, then the final result will be in 2 by 2. Okay. So please do this calculation substituting A matrix, A transpose matrix and Y matrix, so that you can find Y bus matrix. If you find Y bus matrix with the help of those calculations, you can get it as minus 2.6923J as one element, and the next element is 1.9231J. If it is 1.9231J, it must be 1.9231J because Y bus matrix as well as Z bus matrix are symmetrical matrices. So off diagonal elements must be same, and the last element is minus 4.2308J. This is the Y bus matrix which is obtained by substituting all the matrices A transpose Y and A. By substituting all these three matrices in this expression, you can get Y bus as this one. Now from this you can find Z bus easily by taking the inverse of Y bus matrix. Y bus matrix. If you take the inverse of a complex matrix using manual calculations or any other software, you can obtain it as 0.55J as first element, 0.25J as the second element, 0.25J as the third element, and the fourth element is 0.35J. Okay. So this is the Z bus matrix which we have obtained by applying singular transformation method for the given power system network. Okay. So let me check my answer with the answer which we have already obtained. First element is 0.55. So first element is 0.55, second element is 0.25, third element is 0.25, and the fourth element is 0.35J. 0.35G. So we got the same answer. If you check the answers or check the results, you will get the same result whether you apply building algorithm to find the Z bus matrix, or you can apply singular transformation method to find Z bus matrix. Okay. These are the two methods which we have to find Z bus matrix for the given power system network, and you can choose which method is better to find Z bus matrix. Here if you observe, as in this power system network we have two buses, excluding the reference bus you have two buses. Dealing with a two bus power system network is very easy, and finding the inverse of Y bus to obtain Z bus is also easy. But when a practical power system is considered which has many number of buses, like you can consider a 33 bus system. It contains 33 buses. Okay, a 33 bus power system has the order of Y bus matrix as 33 by 33. Okay, so finding the inverse of this big sized matrix is very difficult. With the help of digital computers also, it is very difficult. Hence we prefer building algorithm, which is the formation of Z bus matrix in step by step with the help of various partial networks is uh, easy. So finding the Z bus matrix using the building algorithm is the method which actually followed in digital computers, because it is very difficult to find inverse of Y bus matrix for a large power system. If it is a power system with very few buses like 2 to 3, then both the methods looks similar. But when a large power system is considered, building algorithm gives best results and uh, reaches faster convergence when compared to singular transformation method. Okay, so this is the thing which we need to understand uh, by comparing the singular transformation as well as building algorithm methods. Okay, so thank you very much for listening to this class. If you like this video, please share and subscribe to my channel.